All right, October 1st. We're back. Sorry, folks. What? Yeah, exactly. What? Like the light in my eyes, the life that's on this earth. It's really good things. There's not anything else to say other than like 31 days of October. Are we not so blessed? Are we not so happy? There's not even anything to do. The whole point of the long-term games of like becoming more authentic, becoming your authentic, raw, bare, vulnerable self is that like now when it's time to like go do something, you know you're going from like right where the fuck we are standing. So that's super awesome in so many ways. But let's get into this October 1st vibration. I'm so excited. Maybe what do we want? 31 messages? I think that would be cool just because like 31 messages each day based on wherever the fuck life takes me would be so fun just because I don't expect this month to be the same in any one place. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. This is like huge, huge, huge. It's just destiny at this time. It's just the things that are destined and fated to make us extremely thrilled. Whoa! Judgment? The Seven of Cups. Okay, yeah. Hi, Day of Atonement. Hi, like, October 2nd is technically the biblical Day of Atonement. But it's like the reason we're having so much fun and doing so many great things and gonna have such a good day today is because this call, this announcement, this whatever that's full of, again, the life in review. I feel like today also people are finally able to make judgment calls because like we are being gifted the kind of like ecstasy and madness of like what all of it really was. Kind of like I said, like whenever your creator gives you opportunities to like really look back and reflect on like what you were on in a whole and in summation, it doesn't really matter what other people think or say about it. You are always just like navigating whether you're like proud of yourself and your behavior, whether you're satisfied with how you show up 2:14 just on the clock. So I do feel like the nature of what this is like a lot of people being like, oh my God, please. Like the frequency that I'm getting is like, because I've really been on my angelic shit. So like the frequency that I'm getting is like, you're going to be able to make the judgment call because people have to like, all of these people have to really come and be like, dude, it's kind of like what's required is like the Archangel Gabriel is in fact here to like be forgiving. Like I feel like I'm so like I said, I really want you guys to commit to this like self journey because like you will find that like people could fucking do something insane to you. And like when you're in this place, like when God calls you to like hold a forgiving posture, like God will support you to do that. And so, you know, you can kind of like, yeah, I hear you. Thank you for telling me the whole fucking enchilada, the whole shit. And then the cool part in the end is just like how much like you were always going to be like, you have to let people atone. People have to do what God requests in terms of like redemption for like how they were falling out of like divine orchestration. But that's what I just keep getting. It's like, please, like all these people presenting like, oh my God. Because I think either way, the full vision like is here, like the full picture. Like, again, when we're going through life, a lot of times you're just like going through the things that are like newly like on your plate in the now moment. And sometimes when we're being out of pocket or when we're being karmic or low vibrational or just like disobedient, sometimes disobedience and those things can't even really be caught just because you're like so in the moment. Again, why like an Aquarian age is really helpful because I think more people need to like take a bird's eye view. Like sometimes y'all are judging people, hurting things, like causing pain, because you're really just not capturing like what is fully going on right now. That it's not just about you, it's about like other things moving at the same time. So just so you know, like this is the frequency that today is. I just feel like a lot of people today are now going to go ahead and put themselves in that position where it's like something outside of them, they really need to like hear them out. Like that's what I'm saying. I think somebody's like, come along for a journey. Like this is like a intuitive, like, wow. Like again, the same way that like, you know, you're gonna kind of know too, like if you have a moment where someone's just like, yeah, this is what it really all has really been in the like coming like next 24 to 48 hours, just know like the divine in their life has been like, these are the people that like can call judgment on your character. It doesn't mean that they're God. It just means like God has used them to like facilitate things that like you might need to be correcting. So think about that in your life. If there's like I also try to tell you guys not to live this way where it's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was just repressing the whole picture and being crazy. Like, don't live that way, because then it's like, you know, you probably would just rather not be in this position. But if you are, or like I said, a lot of you might even like be on the receiving end of where you're like, oh wow, like this is like, I'm coming clean, like Hillary Duff frequencies. Like, it's like I have to come clean. Like, I've had a metamorphosis, and it's, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of people who feel like they dug their own grave too. Like, it's like, you know, the frequency of today is like hearing that perspective, but also like just like holding it and taking it in, and like understanding that there is like this burden of like explaining a lot, like kind of the whole thing to this like angelic frequency. So shout out all my guys who are on their angelic frequency. Yeah, it's a truth that you could feel, but some, like, this King of Swords has to like come forward and say. I think someone is it's not even about like being a spiritual authority. It's like the part of ourselves that's King of Swords just in general, like the part of ourselves that's just like, I know the dead ass truth about my life, like dead ass. Whether you let this be seen for real or not, some people may never let anybody know what their like real truth really is. But it's giving like someone knows that someone is just being like Libra season. Like, it's the time to make a judgment call, because someone's just been teeter-tottering like in limbo, because they feel a truth that they don't know, they can't see. And this is like the full visibility of like, I mean, I think the truth that this Two of Swords, like, it kind of reminds me of these, like, the things that I can see sometimes. For example, if like something were to come back, it would come back as like a King of Swords, where it's like, right, I had an inkling that was happening, but it's like, oh shit, like, it's a fully mature truth. And I just feel like it's crossing the judgment. It's the King of Swords who needs to like call judgment on something. Like, what is it though? Because I just think that it's like, you haven't said yes or no. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, at this time, October, it's like, because October is so destined and fated, you do have to tell God, like, is this your path or not? And I think that either way, it's going to come with a 7 of Cups, meaning you're going to have to tell, like, what it was like, whether you were awake or asleep. In full. Let's see. Yeah. This part, all the, like, let me validate your feelings emotionally. Someone was feeling like, I feel like you're just 5 of Swordsing me. I feel like you're just warring with me. I feel like this is all a projection. And the King of Swords, like, that's exactly what it was. And it is, like I said, it's kind of judgment, because I feel like at the end of the day, though, I'm letting you know, because I really want to encourage people who are in this King of Swords position, like, not just saying in my personal life, but if you are in this position, you need to understand that with judgment, it needs to happen either way. I understand that it can be scary, because what's kept you from doing that has always been, like, they could reject me. Like, I could tell them the full truth and the dirty, grimy shit that I really was doing to them, and like how I did just cut them because I was like in a warring place. Like, that's kind of what I get, is like this King of Swords just like made a cut, trying to like not make the truth that they have to live out as painful. But it's like, for the person or things that they cut out, it's like they didn't it's like, I really feel like there's a big energy in the collective where it's like that problem where it's like that narcissistic paradigm is really getting expunged right now and getting judgment called October 1st, where it's like, if you're in the narcissistic paradigm, you're probably someone that walks around to people and just like says that everything that is wrong in your life is like because of someone or something. And I feel like that's why you justified your right to like just cut something off, was like, you're my problem. And like, in fact, Judgment Day drug you and was like, baby, you're the only fucking problem for miles in your life. So I just mean in general, because I have this rapport right now with parents, siblings, like friends, community members, like people and strangers. Like, this is really the frequency. It's like, there is judgment coming today, where a King of Swords this is a King of Swords who like deployed an army. This is like Vietnam War. Like, why are we over there? Why are you doing that? You got problems in your own shit. Now you going over here terrorizing somebody else. And it looks like it was Yaski. Recent past, 5 of Pentacles. Also, This is definitely like the heart of war too. Like today, the Day of Atonement, October, because we made it past like September. I think you girls really wanted it to be like war, and it's like not. It's like I already told you, it's like not gonna happen. So all people do by trying to rev up this is what war causes, right? Warring frequencies, separation consciousness does this. It leaves all these fucking poor, disenfranchised people because our resources are going to the wrong place. This is hoarding resources and like leaving people for dead. If you've been a part of that in any way, and I mean this in just like an energetic level, I mean this like genuinely, like if you're walking around not giving a about the planet, about people, about who has to like, it doesn't matter what affluence has given you, what your status has given you, like even down to like your housekeeper, your child's care workers, your staff that works for you, like in any way. I'm talking for a long time. Like this is like collectively on the earth. For those of you who would control the water. Look at this. This person is hoarding all the water on the planet and leaving. That's how they did it. How do you make poor people? Being poor is not a crime. It's like a product of someone like manipulating water. Water belongs to all of us. So it's the bigger message. It's like, this is the King of Swords who's like deciding whether or not, you know, whose truth spiritually they can abuse or manipulate. They could cause war in a certain way. And it looks like judgment is being called on that. It looks like judgment's like, look at your dumb ass. You were hoarding all this water. It fucked people up in the past. Threw off the balance of the ecosystem because now people are like locked out. Or just don't have, like people can't survive 11/11. Like people are like missing the food, shelter, clothing, water type of thing. So all this on Judgment Day, all the people suffering and dying is actually on this king's hands. That's the heaviness of the truth, right? It's kind of like the root of even like batshit crazy. It's like, I mean, there is one, like in my eyes, there is one perpetrator who caused all the suffering that has been going on in the last 8.5 years of my marriage and relationship, but also like whatever. And it's just a King of Swords who like, again, made a judgment call to like just start a war. Probably because you can, but it was only going to completely like keep and hold up all of our spiritual evolution, all of our emotional balance, all of our intuitive knowledge. And yeah, so it sucks. Yep. So this King of Wands, this is talking about the root of the patriarchy. This is talking about the masculine frequency and all that water that you held back. This is a King of Wands. Look at all these cups. Right? Because there was emotional stunting. There's like a coldness here. This is like the original base. This is what's trying to come down, which is these creative, empowered magic kings. Like this is the birthright, right? This is where they took magic men and turned them into like military generals and like took all of the masculine's like concept of like the spiritual realm and gave them just like guns, steel and glory, guns, God, and glory. Like that's what this is, like colonization. This is like the atoning for that, because now the new divine masculine is here and he's full of emotion. My husband is the example of that. I'm like not even trying to hold y'all. 8.5 years ago, me and the guy proper 2017, all the feelings y'all are feeling right now where it's like, oh my God, I'm so nervous to like come into union and I've done all this. We didn't do. Like, you don't understand. Do you know how fucking awake you gotta be to be like, I'm already in the middle of systemic shit, but like I see my soulmate? And do you know how usually soulmates never make it because someone is wounded and comes out of their ego? So like you can't, like this relationship will just trigger the shit out. It's not going to be good. So when I talk about my husband being like the blueprint for the new divine masculine, like that's what I mean, because it's like, this is what he was on, even though he's like in the, like there was a million reasons for him to be a toxic masculine. And what we did is like immediately was like, okay, this love is available for me. Fuck it. The new goal of our relationship is like, we just got to clear everything out of the way. Do you get what I'm saying? So now that we've like re-healed the vessel, y'all are looking at us like, whoa, ski. Y'all look amazing. But it was that. And I feel like a lot of you are just now getting initiated into something that like my husband, again, that's why we call him the subconscious king, because he did all this subconsciously. Whereas like for a lot of y'all, it's going to take a lot of conscious like effort, you know, to like do this and to like let yourself have the love that God had originally for you, to let yourself out of certain illusionary paradigms, to come back into this kind of concept of self. Where it's like your kundalini is like, this is someone who's like, this is like the Viagra fucking hymns freaking frequency. It's like we've extracted all nature. It's all just cold and icy and polarized. And it's like, this is really needing the other pole of like the warmth from masculines, right? The warmth of the fire that you can keep us all warm with. Right now, I just feel like masculines have been so cold. And what's about to come down October 1st is just like this very opposite pole of the masculine, which is like nothing but their warm juices that are backed by like the intuitive cups that were like controlling the water. Look, here's all the water they've been hoarding, and it's like time to put it to rest. In the near future, they're going to be able to like put down. So what I'm saying is like finally putting to rest like the warrior, like the person who went to actual war. I've been really like channeling Dracula. Like I've been really like talking about how it's like one of the most romantic stories ever. It's not even about like satanic blah 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 blah. Like most of Halloween lore is about love, and people are just bigoted. But it's about the dark places we go when like divine love is like fucking fucked up in our life for any reason. And I just feel like this is the masculine who's like, to be honest, I'm actually just a lover. Even though I went to war over a bunch of shit, the root of it is like, it hurt me so bad. Like, it's like, this is the masculine who's like, I don't want to be alive if I don't have this love. Literally. But that's what we all feel. Like, I'm trying to tell y'all, like, people have called me the biggest fucking coon, cunt, cracker, fucking whatever fucking slur they can call me this year, because I've just been like, I would die without divine love. There's no other point for me. I mean, yeah, we can make money and make careers, but like, if there was no real promise of like love, what is the point? And I feel like in the near future, like, if you don't let this fucking truth of the whole shit, the whole thing that it's been, and how much you suppressed, and how much as a masculine frequency for all of us, and all of us, like how much you didn't share and how much you didn't say, there could, like, my dad was always talking about like suicide rates and things like that really going up in this season, because a lot of souls are just like complete in this incarnation with like, they're not going to be able to make that jump, because it is a lot. It is like a judgment day, because it does feel like you have to come from the graveyard trying to like talk about all the things. Like, it's almost like what I'm seeing is like somebody took something to the grave. Like, this is for the masculine that like they literally were going to just like go to war, possibly die in the war, and take all the emotions they had to the grave. And I'm getting, baby, God's not even letting you take it to the grave. I'm getting like, you niggas you're literally trying to put yourself in the coffin. Like, no, I'd rather die. I don't want to say this. And God's like, I'm gonna let this water bust. But look, it's like obsession. It's like you tried to take it to the grave. It can't be taken to the grave. Do you get what I'm saying? When I think about like my parents and stuff right now, like when I even think about Dennis's parents, it's like at some point, no matter the bureaucracy of the back and forth of the politics of how we see the situation, the real thing that they're holding that we're not holding is we don't hold back our love for them. We're like, yeah, the reason we're going so crazy on your bitch asses is because it hurts so bad to love you as much as we do and to be dealt with the way that we are being dealt with.